A lot of things that I learned in football, I'm applying it now to everything I'm doing in business. And one of the things that I looked at the most to help me out was how did I go from college to the NFL? Like, what was that process? I had to break it down exactly how I made it to the NFL. How did I get drafted? And it was year to year, but that collective years was a 5-year plan. And when I saw it that way, that's how I was able to apply it to business. When you come into college, you don't know if you're going to get drafted. You don't even know if you're going to get a shot to go to the NFL. You don't know those things. But what you do know is that you want to go to the NFL. You want to make those things happen. So you work your hardest every single day, every single week, every single season, every single off season to get to that point. But it doesn't just happen in the first year. It doesn't happen in the first month. It doesn't happen in the first 2 years. You might be in your third year, but that's after a collection of days in, days out of working hard to get you to that third year where you've been balling, where you have a resume, where you have something that an NFL team can see and look at that's tangible, that they know we're going to invest whatever money we can into this guy because we know he's got the potential to help our team and fit into whatever piece he needs to. And I think the same thing is prevalent in business. A lot of people nowadays in business think that, oh, I have a surefire idea, I'm gonna make millions the next day. That's not how it works. And that's how so many people fall into pitfalls and mistakes because they feel like whatever I do today, the next day I'm gonna make $1 million. But that's not how it works. You have to break it down. You have to have some type of plan in place. For me, when I came into college and when I actually figured out that I could have a chance to go to the NFL, I started thinking, what are the things that I need to do to stick out from my teammates, my competitors, people in the conference, people in the nation? I had to dissect that. I had to see what was out there, who was the top guy in whatever position, what the type of attention he was getting, what was his stats from the year before, and I had to work my butt off to try and craft myself to be better than that, just to even get a look, because I was in a smaller school per se, and you think in the ACC, so I had to do more just to stick out from those guys who are in the top. And the only way I could do that was by formulating a plan and knowing that after my redshirt sophomore year, I had my junior year and I had my senior year. So I had 2 more years that I really had to hone in and do what I needed to do to really be the top dog on the team, or at least be one of the top guys in the conference. So what that meant was waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, trying to beat everybody else to the basketball gym when we had winter workouts, winning every single competition to let my teammates know that I was accountable, hardworking, that I was going to beat you in everything I was, regardless of whatever the competition was, and that I was always going to make sure every one of my teammates were going to be better. I was always going to push them to become better, not because I didn't like them or I felt like I needed to beat them. It's because I knew if they raised their level of play, it was going to make them better. That was going to make the whole team better. And that's the same thing with the business. If you raise everybody's awareness, you raise everybody's confidence level, and you are able to help them and assist them to do what they need to do, everybody's going to be raised up. And if you're not just looking at yourself and concentrating on yourself, it's going to make everything successful. And that's what my mindset was for those 2.5 years, whatever it was, that I was in college. And I did that every single day. And I know that sometimes on Saturdays, I would go to the field by myself in the off season when everybody else was hung over from partying or whatever they were doing. I was on the field like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning with my buddy, and we would just grind it out. It didn't matter whatever it is we wanted to work on, we just work on it. And it was pitch black like this right now today, and we would just work on our craft. If it was press, if it was just sprints, if it was hand placement, it was hip movement, trying to break on the ball faster, whatever it was we knew we needed to do that night, we did it. And we knew that it was going to pay off later on down the road. And we knew nobody else was doing those things. And that's what you have to have as a plan. You have to know what you're going to do in order to know where you want to go. And I think that's the most important thing and prevalent with hard work. Not everybody wants to do that. Everybody just wants the end result. But how do you get to the end result? It's from working consistently, day in and day out, always being better the day before the day before to be better the next day. If you're not going to do that and just expect the results to be handed to you or feel like you're going to be entitled, it'll never come. And you'll always be hoping. You'll always be hoping. A dream without a goal is just a wish. You'll always be wishing every single day for something to happen, and it will never come. And then people will start pointing the finger, well, it happened because of this. Well, it happened because of that. It happened because my boss doesn't like me. It happens because the coach doesn't like me. You start making excuses for yourself. That pushes you down, while the next person next to you is exceeding. They're excelling. They're going higher and higher because they're not succumbing to those excuses of, well, my situation is this. My parents did this. I was in this situation in this neighborhood, or I didn't have enough money for this. Whatever it might be, they're not letting those excuses cloud their mind and their judgment to achieve whatever their goal is. And that's the same thing I did. And my senior year, I ended up breaking my leg. I broke it clean through, and everybody thought everything was done for me. But in my mind, I knew it wasn't, because I knew, shit, I have to rehab, I have to get back. And I know the things I need to do, but I have to take it day at a time. If I don't do that and I just start looking at, well, here comes a draft 7 months from now, I just need to hope that a team's gonna find me and look at me. No team is gonna want somebody that's damaged goods. But what I can do is prove to them that I'm back and I'm right and I'm ready to go. You can invest your money in me, you can invest your draft pick in me. So every single day I had to rehab, no matter if it was just me raising my leg a little bit, trying to mobility my ankle, those little things that I had to do, relearning how to walk, I had to do that repeatedly, day in and day out. I had to lay the foundation again to know that when I get back, I don't have any hiccups. I don't have anything hindering me. I don't have anything that can give a team doubts to really say, oh, we wasted a draft pick on this guy. And that was my mindset with hard work, and I knew that was gonna carry me on for the 8 years that I played. That's the only reason why I was able to be in the league as long as I was, because of the hard work and the dedication I put forth that other guys didn't want to do. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I knew it wasn't going to be glamorous, but I did it because I knew if I did it, it was going to give me a leg up. It was going to show that I was accountable, I was durable, and I was able to do what the team needed if I just worked my ass off to do it the right way.